So one day Jowl shows up and is all like, and this one girl's like, and then everyone else is like, so then this pirate dude named Squint's all like,
I'll catch the shark.
but the mayor's like, man.
Boy, do I have a surprise for you.
Man.
Let me tell you about the show called Pops, where we drop the knowledge on all the latest stars. From the comics and movies, games and TV shows. This is the place where the hype always grows. Come on, tune in to Pops. Get ready for some interviews like no other. Pops bringing the heat. They always love the reviews that'll make you laugh and make you cry. They bring in the fire. Oh my, oh my. Pops, they're the ones to watch with critics and panelists. They always hit the top. If you're into pop culture, come on, tune in to Pop Ross.
There we go. Greetings and salutations, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. It is time to talk hard, man. It is Shark Hard. We're sharking. We are talking sharks. This is on my HBO Max page. She was on Tubi and something else. She's like, must be Shark Week, because it's got all these different things that I'm watching, and I haven't even done videos on that. It's just been stuff that I've been doing, like watching this documentary, watching this show, whatever. Of course, Deep Blue Sea was there. Jaws had been there. I'm like, oh yeah, well, IRONCASTER would be proud. So here we go. We're doing our shark thing in July. Hope you guys are out there having a good time. What is going on, brother? What's going on?
Oh, it is going. Shark Week has, of course, been upon us, and what better way than to kind of come in and celebrate this with this most holy of weeks in the deepest, bluest parts of the ocean.
It is indeed the special time of the year for this, man. I don't understand why there's not like a whole Shark Day on the IRONCASTER channel. I'm ready to like figure out a way to just like, we're just gonna have to level up our production partnership and just go, you know what, we're just gonna do videos. So just, you know, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna have videos, and that's what this, you know. So because I was on the Tubi app, and dear Lord, I mean, there's got to be what, 50 shark movie. I mean, there's just so much stuff. It's just insane, and there's just more stuff every time. I went to, so I have an account where the press stuff is basically, and it's all this Shark Week content. I used to be a press partner for Shark Week, and there is probably like 118 videos of some way, because some of them were short, some of them were long, some of them were documentaries. It's like, because they've been around for like 20 something years, right? Isn't it like 1988 or so? It's been a long time. Anyway, yeah, I have 100. It's like, I was like, oh my God, there's more content than I could ever tolerate getting through. Like, it's so insane. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to realize, like, the whole shark trend was, you know, Steven Spielberg started a whole genre that everyone and their mother had to go and then try to rip off to do movies. So it's really, this is all because of Steven Spielberg. So you have him to thank for movies such as Ghost Shark, House Shark, Avalanche Shark, Lava Shark.
Well, we have him to thank. I mean, I gotta be honest, this is the reason why we had the King Kong remake. Well, we got all the spin-off stuff of other creatures, right? So we got like the orca, the piranha, anything you could think of. We got that resurgence of creatures and whatever. So, and of course, it was happening simultaneous to the horror boom. Independent horror boom was happening. So you had slasher films, things like that were exploding. So, all right, fine. Well, we'll just throw more blood in the water, and you have creatures that way too. So, yeah. So, all right, Deep Blue Sea. But first, you do that.
I'm going to appropriately bloody drink for this. So
there you go, my friend. There we go. The doctor is here in the house. Hey, brother. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, man. Thanks for all you've been doing. I know Loki's been going through stuff. You've been co-hosting and run some stuff back there. We appreciate you, man. Really, really do. So, Penny. Hey there, Penny. Talk hard. Yes, indeed, Penny. Listen, you're wonderful. Take care. IRONCASTER chooses a great white shark as his VP running mate. Hashtag IRONCASTER Bruce 2028. Maybe, indeed. Yeah, as long as I can be press secretary, I'm down with whatever supporting I need to do there. I'm good. Yes, thank you, Pat. Appreciate that. Everyone, like, share, and subscribe. Indeed.
Well, you know that this then means that Loki's got to go and be like press secretary.
I'll say I wanted to be press secretary, but I guess I'd probably be more of an ambassador type. I don't know. Do you want Loki to be like the hammer, or do you want? I mean, it's like you kind of have to figure out how you want to approach your administration. Like, do you want to have more of a diplomatic approach? Yeah. So I mean, I guess it depends. Yeah.
Well, of course. The thing is, it can be so entertaining just to have Loki going out and talking with all the reporters. I think that's gonna be a great place for him, just to really go and infuriate people.
Okay.
We'll figure it all out, but it'll be like Mexican Iron Man in charge of like the treasury to like finally audit things over there.
Oh yeah. This would actually be like real political agenda stuff. Well, then I want to be in charge of foreign policy because that'd be my ballywick of yeah. Claude is in the house. Hey brother, hope you're doing all right. Good to see you. So, and then Slasher Fred. Hey brother, Deep Blue Sea is a Jurassic Park meets Frankenstein. Talks about the dangers of playing God. There's all but the exact same lines from Jurassic Park about, there's a scene with Carter and she's like something about, I couldn't have done this without you. And he's like, yeah. And he almost like, and you shouldn't have. Like he literally, as you can see in his face, like, and you shouldn't have done it. You took advantage. You lied to me. Samuel L. Jackson is also Jurassic Park. Indeed. It definitely has a lot of parallels. We were talking about that before we started. DJ Ronnie G's in the house. That's right. Yes, we go. Yeah, not the right one, but it's okay. We got you, man. Sharks, man. Good evening to you, my friend. Good evening to you. Yeah, Sharkcaster it up tonight. That's right. There's also a B movie called Nightmare Shark, which is like Jaws meets Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, there are so many shark movies. I don't know what. I don't even know how to put your head around. It's crazy.
See,
Sharkcaster body pillows. Oh, I don't know.
It's gonna be a shark with my head sticking out.
I mean, if you were interested in doing something, we could probably figure out how to get the image transferred over to like a plushie maybe or something. But we could do thought about like a bath towel or a shower curtain or something really obnoxious. Like yeah.
I like it.
DJ YG's in charge of being FCC head. Make sure all the fiber optic internet access is out there.
Approved.
That'd be good. So yeah, Deep Blue Sea, my friend. So this was a weird one that I think Loki is actually the one that kind of put this on the radar screen. We're talking about shark movies because we've already done a couple shark films, good, bad, otherwise. And we're like, well, we're going to do this year. We had Jaws, which will be next week, guys. We had to move it scheduling. So next week will be Jaws. Matt, a Common Idiot, will be with us for that. And it is, of course, the GOAT. It is the classic. And I don't know. I watched this last year, did a review on it last year, watched it again. Yeah, I get it. It's a fun film in a lot of ways. It's also just... It's such a hodgepodge blend of like CGI and practical sharks. Like it's this film is kind of like all over the map with what they try to accomplish. It kind of like, yeah. So
well, yeah. At the same time, you got to realize just to put this movie into the context of when it was coming out. We had films like The Matrix just coming out. CGI was really starting to make its stride. So everyone was wanting to go play with it as effects. A little known director known as George Lucas put out this little sci-fi movie that was a sequel to some stuff that came out in like the 70s and 80s. Everyone was wanting to go put more CGI into things because that seemed to be the big meal ticket.
All right. It's true. That's true. I mean, I will say there's stuff that works and doesn't work. Like some of it actually is fine. Like I think the eating of the people parts are the ones that work the worst. It's clearly. Yeah, DJ Ryan G's talking about how it looks like a pillow. Well, let's see. I mean, how could you not? I don't know. What do you guys want? I almost feel like we should have like a little mini action figure or something.
Hey, how you doing?
Just feel like it needs to be a thing. I don't exactly know how to make that manifest, but I'm with you guys. For sure. So keep those shark casters body pillows away from the gator. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh no, Gator can't have another body pillow.
Dean, no shark movie. Wait a minute, I like this one. I know, Dean. So yeah, it's that time of the year. Sharks. We'll have one. We'll do Jaws next week, Dean, as well. And then next year is tricky because it'll be Jaws' 50th anniversary. So we will probably debate how much torture. I will probably agree to Jaws 2. I'm not watching. I cannot imagine watching the other ones. I did Jaws 3. I did a review on my channel. I can't imagine doing that again either. It's just terrible. So, okay. Yeah, now you can see it. I know it never gets old though. It never gets old. All right. Well, let's get to a little bit. Some great elements in here. I like parts of it. We
Yeah,
skip our
it's-
opening to the kids on the boat getting attacked.
It wastes no time at all, just really setting the mood and getting, we gotta have a bunch of horny teenagers out in the water, up to no good. You're sitting down in this thing, oh, none of these kids are making it out of this alive. You're just waiting for it, like, when's that shark coming out? When's you gonna sink the boat? Like, when are we gonna get all the nonsense that we've signed up for that we know is gonna be all over this thing?
True. If you feel, I try to be objective watching it this time too. Step back. I felt like, well, am I watching Jaws where you're going to see them get eaten? Like this is going to be the setup, similar way Jaws was. We have kids, someone in the water, they're going to get eaten, and of course, no, we have it as our quick introduction to our hero, basically, as he kind of harpoons them from a distance. There's a comment later about it being like. 2 harpoons, like it should never have been able to handle 2 harpoons, I guess. So yeah, there you go.
Which, in a way kind of which also beckons back to Jaws in a way, because they had to put 2 or 3 barrels on the shark there to try and tame it. And
True.
You're getting a lot of, it's a shark movie, you're going to have parallels to Jaws.
Yep. Yeah, I like the fact that he includes his music, but it's not like there's no real attention to it. Like it's just interesting that it's on. I think isn't there a comment where he hates this song? Isn't there a part where his music's playing? He says something about I hate this song or something. I think that also happens in this movie. So, yeah, then we get quick. We can just go right to corporate debate with random white guy, Sam Jack. And then our corporate scientist overload with pictures of turtles in the background. Real big baby turtles in the background. It's like, well, okay, cool.
I like turtles.
Yeah. Evil white guy. And we're going to go, all right, well, come on out to the place and you can decide for yourselves. Give me 48 hours or some nonsense. It's just this contrived timeline to fast forward your research data into something. So, yeah. First time I saw LL Cool J showed his acting chops. Yeah, we were talking about that before I think we started, and that this actually has to be a movie that LL Cool J was allowed to actually do an action thing, have a couple comedic moments, and then there's a couple serious moments as well. Yeah, good stuff and great casting. Yeah, it's pretty. It's kind of an underrated film in that manner for sure.
That's the thing. That was the thing that was really standing out to me as I was watching this. It seems like, especially for someone like LL Cool J, he really got to sort of play with a lot of the variety of scenes he can do to show that range of acting skill. And I think this is the kind of movie that to get this sort of role is the type of thing an actor wants, so they can show that range, they can show that variety. So they can't just be typecast. He can do the cool guy. He can, he can just be the black guy. He can be the comedian. He can be the holy man, the preacher.
True, and I think he shows up in basically around the same time frame, right? A couple years or so, where he's in the H2O Halloween movie, and I thought he was fine in that as well. He was okay in that as well. So, yeah, he did fine. He's got his moments, and yeah, he was definitely a character that you find yourself cheering for in this movie. So, yeah, it seems like a fun role for him for sure. Yeah, the turtles are referenced there. It's amazing how this movie was directed by Rennie Harlan. In the 4th Elm Street movie, there is part of the beach where they kind of spoof Jaws. Okay, yeah, it's true. That's true. And the ladies love Cool J, indeed.
In fact, when there's an extra little connection to Jaws because the shark they pull in that has the license plate in its mouth.
Yep.
It's the same Louisiana plate.
Yeah, that's the one from the first Shark. Yeah. Slasher Fred, LL Cool J's first movie, 92, underrated toys, Robin Williams film. Indeed. So yeah, we get Sam Jack there. We have our first look at what a shark will be like in this little world where they have them coming in, and then you have this insane in the water with the shark grabbing the dorsal fin. There's your license plate from Louisiana.
Yep.
So yeah, it was I don't know. I have feelings about it. So I guess fun. I'm having fun, but absurd was what was coming to mind as well. So it was just okay, as long as I can just go along with it. Again, guys, I have a video they did it. You could go to my channel, click it. My comments on Twister. I love Twister. I love rewatching Twister. But as we were rewatching it here, getting ready, because we will go see this movie. We don't care that Twister's just going to be dumb, because the original Twister is kind of a dumb movie. They do a lot of dumb things. This movie is also a dumb movie with a lot of dumb things. And you know what? I still enjoy having it on. It's kind of fun. Moments like this, I think, just get silly. But yeah, Thomas Jane, who doesn't really get to act much in this. They just play up this weird stoic thing for a guy that actually has some range, but it works okay. So
yeah, he's basically here to play the tough guy who, he didn't go to class. He's here he's here to be this guy who's sort of like, he's your Han Solo-esque figure. He's been on the wrong side of the law a couple times, so he really needs this job. So he's got to kind of put in his place at times to be reminded, like, the only reason you still have this job is because we let you, and we can hold your criminal record over your head.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. There's a line there. That's for sure. So the reason plate. Because the shark came up to the Gulf Stream. Sure, cool.
But again, it's because they also want to beckon back to Jaws.
Yeah.
Because the sharks there had done that.
Boosh is in the house. Boosh. And what do you guys think? You guys in chat, what do you guys think of Thomas Jane in this? I thought this was sort of like kind of underwhelming compared to how he actually can act and do other things. Like, it made a lot more sense with Punisher, and then with Carter, it's sort of like he's like the shark whisperer. But then they have these scenes where he's sort of like his guard is down a little bit with Michael Rapaport. And then it's like, I don't really know that I believed he's like this criminal. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I mean, I get that's what you're telling me. I just feel like he's good with sharks. I feel like, maybe, I don't know. I just feel like he should have been more like, there's a reason why he would be good with sharks. I don't understand how a dude that's got this sketchy background and the criminal thing is like, he's good with sharks. That's like a weird thing. I don't know. A SeaWorld conspiracy theory would have been a little more entertaining for me or something. I don't know.
That's sort of the problem with his character. He really seems to kind of blend in as sort of a supporting character. He's not like your leading man here, even though he has all the great action scenes. He just sort of kind of falls by the wayside because LL Cool J is there. He gets to have the cool kill later in the movie. LL Cool J gets to have all the super memorable scenes that I think stand out the most.
Yeah, for the non-death scenes, definitely LL Cool J is definitely the one I think about the most for sure. He has some of the best lines with the bird and stuff like that for sure. So, yeah, let's go back to the one shot where we talk about see where did LL Cool J go? Maybe a little bit after all this, right? Yeah, here we go. Let's pull that back up again. And read this wonderful line, because Dean's made a good point. Oh, Coach J has the best line. Black guys never survived movies like this. Yeah, the parrot with great comedic value. Yeah, there's that great line, and then there was the "You ate my bird, ate my bird." So yeah, El Coach J has some of the best lines.
I was a little surprised to see, and I haven't watched this in years, but I was a little surprised kind of coming back to it, and I guess I'd sort of forgotten that he does make it to the end. Like, I was kind of going into it thinking, when the bird dies, he's going to die. The bird's going to be sort of symbolic of his fate, only for him to make it out at the end. So I was kind of...
Oh, go ahead.
So, going into it, I'm like, maybe I don't remember this like I thought I did.
Yeah, this was... I remember seeing the theater, and this was the 90s trope of undoing the 80s cliche of the black guy dies first, that kind of thing. So this is the 90s trying to undo that trope in all their movies. So the black guy will be one of the one that always lives. So it's just like, it was this weird sort of like roller coaster ride. But I remember seeing the theater, I will say the biggest shocking death was the main girl. So the main girl doesn't make it. And you're like, whoa, did not expect that. And the theater was like, whoa, that was not what I expected. And there was no like cheeky music too to like give you this like, I'm going to sacrifice myself because of love. And there's none of that at all. It's just like, chicks in the water. Yeah, we'll see.
She dies a CGI mess.
She does die in a CGI mess for sure. Let's see. I like this character. Thomas Jane was not doing the best job. And yeah, Shark casted it up. That's right. Early 90s Medicine Man, focused on the scientist, played Sean Connery. He's looking for cure cancer. I mean, it came out. I remember Medicine Man and Connery, and that I did not like that movie. It was a weird sort of like strange vanity project for Connery at the time. Like that was just odd. Like he just had his hair growing out. Like, oh, I'm going to do this scientist ponytail guy in the jungle. It was like a weird movie. And it's not horrible. Just okay. So yeah, we have our little intro. We have sort of like, the first look at the different people, little interactions. And again, this is another reason why some of us have very little patience for the writing nowadays, because you have massive amounts of set design and quick interactions that gives us all the details that we need to like these characters. Like, so I'm not in love with them, so I'm not like completely mourning their deaths, but I'm at least like, they shouldn't be dying. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, you end up with like little things like, I didn't want Brenda to die, I didn't want Jan to die, and it's all sort of like pleasantries, but sometimes we're given, like, we're supposed to have these emotional reactions, and I don't totally get there, but I do get there way more than like we went through. I mean, how many episodes of Halo, and we never felt anywhere connected that we do after the first 15 or 20 minutes in this movie.
Well, the other nice thing is this doesn't overwhelm us with too many characters. Sure, when we first get to the station here, there's a bunch of characters, but we quickly establish that, oh no, a bunch of them are just leaving for the weekend. So we're like, half these characters that work on the station, this station is like way too big for like just 5 people to work. So, we got to explain like, oh, don't worry, we're just like, a bunch of them are going away for the weekend. So we're just kind of going to like kind of a low power sort of situation. A little cool down.
Young Michael Rappaport, man. Wow. That's just, he looks younger in this movie than he even does in True Romance, which is before this. You know what I mean? Remember like the True Romance role, he's on the hood of the car and yelling at TJ Hooker, and that little scene is like, I don't know, he just feels so much younger here than that. I don't know if any of you guys out there believe with that or are in line with that. So Pat throwing down emojis, appreciate you. Bob Ross, Loki Zardoz, oh snap, landmine to the face. Talk hard, nice for sale. McAlester needs more love for sure. Fight for the user, scissoring hen, Pop Angels. Yes, we'll talk about Pop Angels for sure. Don't let me forget. Ash going groovy. Sharkcast membership has its emojis. Join today. Indeed. Thank you so much for that. So, yeah, it was good. It's good. Then we just jump right into what the story's going to be, where they're just going to send him down, and then we're going to bring this shark in. That's when things are going to make this twist. We're going to do this experimentation. We're going to go Jurassic Park. We're just going to start experimenting on the shark. Yep. We want a cure for Alzheimer's, so we're gonna go use sharks to try to get that brain juice to make the magic medicine so the brain think good. Yeah, I just unplugged my scientific realism brain to watch a movie like this. I cannot get there. Like I will admit that when I watch Jurassic Park, even they massively diverge from the Crichton book, I felt like the Jurassic Park movie gave normies a generic scientific story that was at least plausible enough to not be distracted from the movie. Like I felt like the original cloning story was believable enough, science fiction wise.
Oh, you kind of roboted there. So,
oh, okay, sorry, yeah. I would just say some of the other movies where they get into cloning and some of that other stuff, I just don't think hold up nearly as well as the first Jurassic Park. This one, I just kind of unplugged my brain. I didn't even want to digest the fact that we would do Alzheimer's research on giant, live, dangerous sharks and not, I don't know, a nurse shark. Okay, fair enough. Well, Jurassic Park, yeah.
Well, the thing is, as time has gone on, everyone who turns around to do one of these films winds up just overthinking it. So they got to come and be just a little more clever. So we get to make this a little more fantastical. We want to have a more grandiose set piece. But how can we justify this? Well, I know. We'll explain it with some extra, super science that totally works. Trust us, TM.
Yeah, ZBR is here. Hey, ZBR. Hope you're doing well, my friend. So yeah, this was okay, and this I will admit I had to pause. Did I watch it? Was I watching it? I watched it over the last 2 days. I watched most of it yesterday. I watched a little bit today because we were texting today, and I was finishing the last 15 or 20 minutes again because I watched it. This is the one scene where I was like, oh, why did they have to do it like this and not like in a petri dish, not in a hood? This was the one part. Forget about the experimentation on the shark itself. This part actually bothers me more. But again, this is like you said, just the science mumbo jumbo This is what we're doing. Put it on a computer screen. It's a miracle. We have synapses. Before we get to that, so yeah,
maybe it's because they were kind of beckoning back to like the Thing. Because if you look back at that, it does it feels sort of reminiscent of the Petri dish.
A little bit, I guess. Yeah, maybe. And then the computer. So all this is. I mean, it's good enough. I mean, it's fine. In reality, I only cared about this. Like, this is the best ever. Like, Stellan Skarsgård. First off, he's just smoking right before this, so it was just so strange. We're having this breakthrough science. This is what's happening, and the shark's still there. And instead of like dealing with the shark and trying to figure out how to get it back in the water and alive or whatever you have to do, it was like, I'm going to light up a cigarette and walk close to the shark. It's like, it was. So again, the experience was like, what in the name of Sam Hill's have? Like, what?
The only way this could have been more over the top is if he's like finishing up a cigarette and he decides to go and like put it out on the shark itself. Yes.
I don't know. It's just so weird. He's supposed to be this genius scientist, and we're supposed to have all this sort of like gravitas about him. And then it's like, oh, I'm just going to light up a cigarette. And then it's like, oh, by the way, the shark that's clearly alive and maybe, quote, sleeping. That was the comment. He was sleeping. So you just light the cigarette up. The next thing you know, yep.
Chomp.
Yeah, he could be the one-armed man. He could be in fugitive. We don't know. So.
I mean, to be fair though, you don't see any no smoking signs in this pressurized lab.
Oh, jeez, yeah, that's true. And then again, more Jurassic Park. Kill it. It's like, no, don't kill it. Let it be free. Yeah, I don't know. So this is that pet peeve of Pops where it's like we have to have stupidity to make the plot go. We have to have stupid, selfish scientists, and yeah. So, but you know what? Having fun though. I have to admit, it's having fun. Got arm bit off already. Get chaos breaking out. I'm good. I was having a good time. So.
This felt like a scene that Zack Snyder would have directed. That we got to have the impactful, serious slowdown where we've got our hero going for those shotguns. You gotta have him like as he's cocking his thing, ready to go load it. We gotta hit.
Trust me, there are scenes later on that are way more Zack Snyder-esque. Like some of these leaping scenes and stuff, I could see them missing. Yeah, so there could be that. Yeah, you know what? I would be happier in this world if Zack Snyder had the self-awareness to just go make a Deep Blue Sea or shark movie instead of trying to do the stuff he's doing, because it would just make me know that he understands his talent limits, because he's still not. He's very delusional. So
it would be great. He really needs to just go direct like monster movies, so you can really have these moments just to show off like all the really cool elaborate CGI.
I would be totally down with him taking on like an absurd shark movie. Sharktopus. Zack Snyder presents Sharktopus. Or Sharktopus versus some other, just something that's just so insane. You're on this crazy CGI with these crazy human effects. And I would be way more entertained and open to Snyder doing that than the quote that he's quote being hired, or at least thought about doing some sort of 300 adaptation for a TV show, which sounds like an abomination and the continued effort to ruin his reputation. So we'll get to this part. Slasher Fred about Sam Jackson seeing the sharks, basically these sharks becoming intelligent and can identify the actual weapon. There's a Stargate 1 SG1 episode. Oh, okay. I am not into Stargate SG1 yet. I will work my way there. I'm going to do one season of Trek. So I'm doing OG TOS Trek right now. That will be this year's project. I should be able to finish season 1 this year, and then we will kind of throw. I was going to start working on X-Files, and then it got pulled off. Well, I don't have it on a free service now. I don't own it physically, and I'm like, crap. So I can't do X-Files. So we'll see. Stargate might be able to make. We'll see.
I mean, it would be a good chance for us to go revisit Stargate for the original Stargate movie.
Oh yeah, well, we definitely are going to do the Stargate movies. That's on the radar screen for the next few weeks. We're going to try to figure out the scheduling and get that all worked out. So there's a B movie called Black Sheep. It talks about clone sheep. It goes wrong. Speaking of that, there's an infamous sheep dolly was cloned. Yeah, indeed. That had to hurt. Yeah, I know. Good stuff, huh? Shark teeth are cool. Indeed. He has been disarmed. Great job. Yeah. Great job. Ronnie did not see that coming. That's very good. Yeah, for that, you need a little special thank you. I don't have any special thank yous loaded. How about some more talk about Jaws? Because that always makes us laugh.
So one day Joust shows up and is all like, and this one girl's like, and then everyone else is like. So then this pirate dude named Squint's all like,
I'll catch the shark.
but the mayor's like, oh, and then there's this one really cool.
Man. Oh, that's my favorite. It ends on man. I couldn't go longer. By the way, if you go longer, they copyright strike you. So if those of you are mad that it cuts off so abruptly, if you keep going, they copyright strike you. Whether or not there's just how you know, it's just the world we live in. So, yeah, sharks getting smart. Let's see. We have to talk SG1. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, listen, I'm not opposed to doing it. It's just like how much, time and whatever. Yeah. Oh, Nerdy Neo's here. Hey, man. Let them know. No, DJ Money. Look, Mike's here around the Comic Coverage Crusader. Oh, yeah. By the way, Ironcaster, I don't know if you went in on this. So there is a new comic book graphic novel coming out. It's actually already out. It has not landed on my Yacht Club site. So whenever it does, I'll be scheduling with this guy a live read through with you guys. We're going to read The Change by Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh,
yeah, we're going to do a live reading. So Mike and I will do a live reading. We probably will need more than 2 voice actors. So if you were up to that, we're more than happy to reach out. Hopefully that will be as early as next week. We'll see. I didn't check today, Mike, to see because it's Wednesday. Some new stuff gets loaded Tuesday it's Wednesday overseas, guys. Tuesday. To see what gets loaded. We'll see what gets loaded up in there and see if we got it. So, and yes, it's going to be fun because how could you not? So, and by the way, for those of you who don't know, Mike and I have a history of getting ourselves in trouble because we did a read through of some comic books that let's just say are for the alphabet folks. And every single one of those got copyright struck. Every single one of those got flagged. I think one had to be taken down. They kind of threatened me. And it was like, oh, okay. I see where the rule. I learned a lot about where some of the rules were. Because I didn't know at that time. This was like the very early pops. This is like early pops. It's like 2022 with me coming back full time doing this. So
you don't know the unspoken rules? How dare you?
Yeah.
How
Well,
dare you?
I thought there'd be rules, but that was different. So there are a few sequels to this. I know of them. I'm not sure I have any desire to sit through them. I'm sure that they could come up as a possible bad movie for each year that we do a shark card. So that will go by Loki usually being the veto power, and then trying to figure out what we can navigate through with this guy because he would go on a Tubi and just start pulling up random crap, which I cannot possibly do. So,
okay, guys, just to lay this out for you guys, I've got 2 movies I want to watch, and I'm trying to push pops on them. First off is, of course, Santa Jaws, so we can finally find out just how the shark wears the hat. Does he wear it on his top of his head or on the fin?
the Christmas movie, or is it a shark movie? Is it a July movie, or is it Christmas in July? Hence, because like it's the anniversary of Die Hard coming out, because Die Hard comes out like now this time of the year. Mm-hmm. So it was like Christmas in July in 1988 when Die Hard came out. So yeah, all right, Santa shark. What was the other one you keep trying to pitch? I forget. I mean, Sharktopus is always out there, right? Because chat turned on me with Sharktopus. You had me at Santa Shark. I know.
The other movie, and just because I love the name of it, I don't know anything about it. I've only seen the poster for it. Shark and Saw Women's Prison Massacre.
Oh, that's right. Shark and Saw. Yeah. That's insane. Let's get back to the movie, because dear Lord, I can't. There's no way. It's a 0. I'm not doing Shark and Saw's Prison Massacre nonsense. Shark and Saw. Oh, dear Lord. All right. So now we have our movie now, because now we have the scientist's arms off. We have chaos, and they're going to try to figure out a rescue scheme. Again, a la Jurassic Park. They have him on a stretcher with a helicopter, and it grabs him basically. Well, I remembered this wrong. So I will be honest. I thought the shark jumped up in the air and grabbed it instead of him just being pulled down into the water. So I misremembered this one. So
that was exactly what I was expecting. I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, oh, because they were making a whole point about how the fence is only 8 feet tall. How the sharks escape?
Yeah. And I thought,
are we gonna set up that like? Yeah, are we gonna set up and jump in the gates?
And this was 100% the shot that they ended up doing like Jurassic World years later, right? Where you have the mosasaur thing jumps up. I'm like, okay, so I totally misremember. I don't even. It's mismembered, as some of my grandkids would say. I did not remember this correctly. He ends up back in the water, and that's how he gets grabbed by the shark. And then the shark shows its intelligence because the shark literally like slams him up against the glass in this sequence, which is like actually pretty frightening. Like this was actually pretty crazy. Like it just wedges him face first into the glass, and you're like, holy crap! And the people are really dumb because the people just stand there for a second looking at everything like, what on earth are we doing? And the water's just going to come gushing, and that's what's going to happen. So, there we go. So we got back to LL Cool J and the Parrot, the star of the show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
You watch it, you're almost expecting like, oh, surely the bird's gonna make it out of this because like everyone loves that animal, and like I think people would be more upset about the fact that the bird dies.
Yeah, I know. I'll be honest too. Now, I watched this last year, so it was the first time I had watched it in years, and I have to admit I forgot the bird died too. So, Shark dodgeball movie, Ironcaster Make It So. Actually, that sounds more fun than some of the other crap that's on Tubi, to be honest. So, something like that would be interesting.
Oh, I can already see it. They're gonna use like one of those like automatic pitching machines with like to launch whatever they can at the shark to try to defeat it.
No, here's my story. All right, I'm gonna make a pitch.
Okay.
All right, let me take this down. Let's get serious for a second. Okay, you guys in chat, let me know. Pop's the producer, bad movie, Tubi pitch. Are you ready? Shark Gladiator. It's a show about a reality TV show about American gladiators. We bring all these people in. We're going to be filming this new version of American Gladiator, and all these different stunts are going to happen over live shark tanks. But of course, things are going to go awry, and the sharks are going to be out of control. And for some reason, the people can't escape, and they're going to be trapped in with the sharks, and we'll see who can get out.
Okay, what if?
Sure.
Okay, I've got it. It's a regional like dodgeball tournament like thing, regional dodgeball league, where the team's mascot is a shark, and part of the whole venue is a massive aquarium.
Okay. So it is the annual dodgeball tournament sponsored by like a SeaWorld parody company. So they're going to host a dodgeball thing because it's the local team who happen to be called the Sharks because they're in Florida or where so, and then the championship round is in this giant arena where the staging area goes out on a platform, and they literally play dodgeball on a platform surrounded by the sharks and the sun. And of course, we're supposed to believe that it's all going to be safe and secure, but things are going to go awry.
Or perhaps instead the tank itself isn't covered in sharks, but what it is there's just a big giant glass tank nearby that sharks swimming around in, and then one too many dodgeballs starts hitting it, and we see this little time lapse of balls hitting it over time. You're slowly seeing this little crack slowly form, like as if like, over the course of an entire league, like they keep bouncing off the side of that thing. They're warned, stop hitting, you're gonna piss off the shark.
All right, maybe. I think we probably couldn't pull it off with the rubber ball thing. We might have to figure out some sort of thing that the ball is the straw that breaks the camel's back sort of metaphor. So it has to be something we do silly early in the movie with like the maintenance guy or something like that. And then like, because the audience needs to know that it was a believable accident when the sharks break out in our dodgeball tournament. And we have, all right. I don't know. It's a work in progress, Dean. It's a work in progress, but you guys in chat can kind of let us know. Mike is down for the comic relief of Santa Sharks and the Sharkensaw prison massacre thing. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, I will come up with two more so we can have like a 4-movie list, and then we can like tell you what we'll let the audience decide, because I've also got on my list Sharkula. If you want to see a movie about a vampire shark.
Oh dear Lord. Okay, so if we do it, then it would have to be something only IRONCASTER and I will do, because Loki's not going to watch these movies, just so we're completely clear. So it wouldn't be a talk hard. It'd have to be some sort of bonus video. So, all these sharks on this MFM research. I know, Andy Mastron. It's crazy, huh? So, Sam Jack, someone tell me what that is. Yes, indeed. Roman Colosseum did have the ability to hold water below the floor. Actually, they would flood the Roman Colosseum for naval battles. And I believe they've worked that into Gladiator 2 in some way, shape, or
Yep.
form in the initial footage that we've seen. But that is actually true. They would actually do that. That came along a little bit later, so probably in the latter half of the first century. I don't think it happened, in like the 20s. I think it happened kind of like later on in the, so.
Oh, what did you think about that trailer, by the way, for Gladiator 2?
I'm like, meh to okay. Like, it didn't make me like super thrilled, but it didn't totally turn me off. The biggest thing is I just felt like the main actor didn't feel believable enough. Like, it didn't have that sort of Russell Crowe feel, like of someone that I actually could believe would be this big gladiator that's going to overcome. I just didn't feel that presence. I could be wrong with how the movie plays out. I'm not familiar enough with that actor, but my first impression from the trailer, that was one of my big negatives. And I also have to admit, anything with Pedro Pascal right now just tastes bad. I just like, But it didn't make me like, hey, I can't wait to see it. But it didn't go, I would never sit through it. So it was in this meh phase. So, which is probably not what they're going for, such a big movie. But
So, just real quick to kind of finish off with my thought there. It first off, it's a sequel nobody wants. So
Correct.
Why are we doing another Gladiator? That's the biggest problem I have with it. But the thing is, there are things in there I do want to see. I think I speak for a lot of people when I say, like, I want to see another, like, kind of movie about, like, Roman, some sort of, like, Roman or Greek battles. Like, that would be kind of fun to have, like, another kind of war epic like that. That said, the little bit with them flooding the Colosseum in the movie is something we've never really seen before in another movie. So that is at least a element in this movie that does intrigue me enough to want to see. Like, I want to see that battle.
okay, I will say this has been in the works for well over 10 years. I mean, I know it was talked about immediately, and of course he put that on the back burner. It's been seriously talked about pre-pandemic for years. I've covered different updates on it. I will say, with the Game of Thrones surge and how well that show was doing with pushing the envelope of what you could do, that would have probably been the best time to do like a TV series, which you could really have like following different gladiators and introduce new ones. I think it would have been just a perfect opportunity, and they missed that. So we'll see how the movie plays. Like I said, I'm not totally opposed. Zero chance I'm getting Mrs. Pops to go, so who knows what my theatrical screening opportunities will be or not. So we'll see.
I mean, we've had movies like Spartan that's been out that absolutely already kind of scratched that itch. So the time was already there where they should have done that.
Agreed. What happened to that bird in real life? Well, the CGI files are probably still out there. There could be a sequel, a Deep Blue Sea 7, the rise of, the bird.
Of Polly.
Yeah. Dodgeball played over the tank and collapsed. Maybe, indeed. Yeah. Jay Orang, hey brother, we enjoyed having you last week, man. It was fun. What a crazy movie, huh? If you can dodge a shark, you can dodge a ball and a wrench. Yeah, indeed. Someone tampers with the ball that makes it denser and it hits and weakens the glass. Oh, see. Naval battles in that room. Go ahead.
Oh, then maybe just for good measure, like it's on like a giant. The Coliseum itself is like kind of on the ocean. Like it's like a big boat, like part of some sort of like cruise line, like the dodgeball finales, like at sea.
That would work. We could do dodgeball cruise. Yeah, indeed. To avoid damaging the places that they stopped doing naval shows. Okay. Shark Week is here, man. This is it. We're there. We're right there. So, okay. Let's jump in a little bit in the movie. Let's get a little further here. We end up with just the shenanigans of action things with two different storylines. We have him by himself, trying to figure out how to get out where he is. And then, of course, them. Okay, and we didn't really talk about this, but we probably should. The film actually does something that new entertainment doesn't do well. They have in that original character exposition, they also have the massive amounts of details given to Sam Jackson's character about, how deep everything is and how many floors there are and what the water utensil and how this works and so you, the audience, will believe all of this stuff later on in the movie. So I like the fact that this movie introduces those characters, explain what the rules were going to be, what are the different things we're going to play with within the research station, because we don't get that with a lot of the modern shows and movies that we get nowadays.
It's going back to that idea of like the stuff guys like. They want that kind of cool little bit of tech jargon. They want to have that, just all those little details that you can kind of latch onto. You got to have someone there who can kind of explain that to another character, and this works really well for that, to bring the audience sort of up to speed for what's up with this facility, because this is the super advanced tech facility in the middle, just out in the middle of the ocean, miles and miles away from Mexico.
Super cool scenes. This would probably be one of my biggest pet peeves with this movie, were these weird camera shots. They only do it a couple times, which actually makes it even weirder, because they're implying this is what the shark is seeing. I don't know why we needed to do it this way. This is probably one of my biggest pet peeves, because I found these to be very distracting, because they do it a couple times. It's very intermittent. They don't do it all the time, and that's the part I didn't like.
I sort of blinked. I missed them.
How's that?
They were like a blink and you miss it.
Yeah, they just kind of happen. They're supposed to be like the shark's point of view, and we cut back to LL Cool J trying to survive his attack. And again, he has some of the best moments and best lines. He literally has to crawl inside the oven because it hasn't flooded yet, to escape the shark that's in the kitchen. And he has a comment about, Lord, the irony of. Now, I will say the stupidity of this scene, which I think is coming next, right, is he uses this this little hatchet. Got to backpedal here enough to figure out where the hatchet is. He uses this little hatchet to kind of like break the top open. So it's just really crazy before we get to the explosion. So he uses this little hatchet and makes this little hole. It was terrible. And it was cool, though, that they had thought about the gas in the room and he's going to blow it all up. And again, LL Cool J is the star of this movie. He has the funnier lines with it, and I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, it's sort of like the last dying gasp of the 80s one-liners. We got to put those in, because let's face it, these are the lines people love. Like, even 10 years after Conan the Barbarian, 10 years after all the dozens of tough guys having the big epic one-liners, we're still doing it, and people still love it all these years later.
And I will say, it does give you a chance to breathe, right? It's supposed to, be on this, theatrical experience. Crazy stuff's happening. You have a little bit of a chuckle. You have a little bit of a smile, at least. It kind of takes some of the pressure, so you just don't have this constant ramping that you can't really, keep that up forever. So, then we come back to the group in the latest, and because this is the famous scene among scenes, right? I think this is where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's get back to that. Yeah,
it's probably the most remembered part of the movie is Samuel L. Jackson's, big epic speech about how we are going to get out of here and we are not going to turn on each other because nature is not the most dangerous thing out here. It is man.
Yeah. So the backstory goes is that he was obviously trapped in these the Alps, nearly froze to death with a few other people. There were a couple people who don't come back. The implication was that they froze to death, didn't make it. He basically is trying to say, no, the humans turn on each other. The humans are the problem. Blah, blah, blah. And then he's giving the same sort of speech about how we're not going to fight anymore.
No audio.
And there's no audio. Okay, I didn't share it. It's fine. It's okay. It's probably best that I don't. Anyway, so he's giving his little speech, and then you get this. Oh dear Lord, it's so funny. I laugh every time. I think I rewound it. And then Mrs. Pops looked over at me like, what? I'm like, oh, Steve Lucy. It's, by the way, you want to have a smile. And it's like, I showed her Sam Jack getting eaten by the shark. And she says, it's almost as good. It's not. Because our favorite one is Tay Leone in Deep Impact, which is where it's this insufferable female character in this movie. And then there's this giant wave that just destroys her. It's like, oh, it's so rewarding when it's the insufferable characters. But this is just almost comical because of the way the CGI just becomes absurd, and then he's like chomping and just look at everybody like standing there like I don't know.
And he's gone.
It makes this movie great hero speech and then yoink. I know it's so good. It's so funny. Never give a speech when you know there's a genius shark right behind you in the tank. And then there's that. So that's the closest. Some of the characters don't have really much reaction. That's about the extent. So the acting, yeah, he breaks down. So the other thing that is sort of happening in this movie, which is kind of weird for me, is there's a lot of implications, and basically by what I watch, is Michael Rappaport's character doesn't really know how to swim. I mean, I feel like is it me, or does he seem like he does not? I don't know if they're trying to play up that he's so freaked out and that's why he's like a lumbering in the water, or the fact that he maybe just not. Yeah, I don't know. So
it sort of his freak out here does in a way come across as pretty believable, where you can kind of like you feel for his character. Like this is like the worst possible situation you could be in. Everything's going all hell, right. And someone's gonna be breaking down. And here he is, this kind of jokey character that he's got that moment that really just stands out to be the one that you're going to be the one who's going to kind of whip out here. So
he does the Bill Paxton and Aliens character, man. It's game over, man. It's game over. Yeah, it's that. He does that speech, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Michael Rappaport seems like a nice guy in real life. Yeah, I know. Talk about a dude that's all over the map, though. Yeah. All right, so then there's just back and forth shenanigans, and then she falls into the water, and let's just say she don't make it. So, yeah, that's going to happen. And then they have this ridiculous, we're going to climb up the ladder with pieces of fire and stuff falling down at them. Then the ladder breaks, more shenanigans, and we cut the LOKI. So, I don't know. So, as you were rewatching all of this, kind of how are you on your journey with everything like that? I didn't love it, didn't hate it. It was just kind of like, okay, with all this, like the in between, right? Between Sam Jack's death and we get to the next real phase of things that get interesting, where they kill 2 sharks back to back. So this is that pause between that. I just felt like it was somewhere like, I don't want to say filler, but it was just like,
I mean, the thing is, this is basically the final scene in Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon that had come out like about a year or 2 before this, where they're in a very similar shaft where they're trying to climb up, and they got to fight the Invisible Man. Mm. So like I'm flashing back to that movie of all films, and we're at that point now. We're at about we're 2/3 of the way through the movie. It's time to start, pick up the pace. We got way too many people here. We got to start losing some of them.
Yeah, we got to move quickly, and that's what we do. We end up putting everybody back together. So LL Cool J's there. He's trying to explain what they know, compare some notes, come up with their scheme to go underwater, open this hatch, and he has this sort of like moment, which is again best scene in the movies are all LL Cool J, except for like the Sam Jack's death. This is this real serious. I'm going to record. If you're finding this, it's likely that I'm not alive, blah, blah, blah. My final thoughts. And he talks about making an omelet. And it was really fun because he's the cook. And it was like, okay, that was actually really funny. I really like that part. And actually it held up pretty well for me. I enjoyed that.
And that was the moment where where that thought had kind of come to mind, where this is a movie for LL Cool J to be able to show off that range of acting capabilities. Because, not only this, we're also subverting the expectations for the audience. Like, come on, this is the black guy. This is a black guy in a movie where bodies are dropping. He's gonna have to go, surely, and he's now giving his like last will and testimony here. So it's like it's like the movie's doing everything it can to lead you to believe, yeah, he's gonna be going. Like, surely by the end of the movie, he's probably gonna like have some big noble sacrifice to be the big hero at the end. Mm-hmm. And we don't get that. This is subversion of expectations.
Yes, exactly. So you end up with this shenanigan where they're underwater and they're trying to move all this equipment out of the way, and then the shark just again surprises everyone, including us, because Michael Rappaport's character. They do this and they cut. Hey, I did it, man! I did it! I saved the day! Look at what I did! And you're like, oh, okay, cool. And again, I've never seen this in the theater. This one caught me off guard. I did not see this coming. So when this next sequence happens, okay, it's all good, man. We're good. You're like, wait, let's go up. Let's go for the swim. It's like Ironcaster and Pop swimming, and you're like, wait, what's going on? The sharks. Oh no! What's going on, man? And you turn around. So I will say this: this was cleverly put together. Like I think again, when I saw this in the theater, I didn't you kind of felt like there would be get away from the shark moments, but this movie has no problem of just being abrupt, and that actually was kind of uncommon in a lot of creature films and things like that, especially back then. And it was more like the jaws would attack someone, you'd be like screaming, they're kind of halfway on the boat, or they'd get pulled under, or things like that. The movie does that a little bit, but they more likely do stuff like this, where it just like it goes from nothing to bam, gotcha. And it's like, whoa. And bad, crazy CGI is met with also like one of the funnier moments where I don't know if let's see if we could try to find the twitchy foot. Here we go, twitchy foot. Right.
I'm like, what was up with that? We got
it just twitches. Watch, it just twitches like the nerve. There it goes, twitch. It's just bad. There's no way this is. First off, I don't understand why the discoloration looks like that. It looks like a zombie foot rather than like a bit off foot. But yeah, it's CGI zombie foot.
Yeah, it's like we stole this from the Resident Evil CGI files.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then we reconcile, and now we're down to X number of characters. So I liked it though. Like I said, I think the thing that held up well for me was the abruptness of it all. Like you're just moving along. You got a couple characters. Things are going to keep going awry. You feel like they're going to be trapped in there. Someone's going to change it. That's what you were thinking when you initially watched this movie. And then and then in hindsight, when I watched it again last year, I think, and then again, I kind of forget the order of things. I kind of just one of these movies that just I kind of plays loose with what I remember it to be. So makes it more of an enjoyable process that way. Then we cut to a scientist lady who has gone back to get all of her scientific research, because the only way to make all this worthwhile in her head is if she can save the research that has caused all this. Like they actually solve the cure to Alzheimer's, blah, blah, blah. So she's going to stupidly go off by herself, get this piece of paper. And now she's trapped herself in this little area. And of course, the shark's going to come. And I don't know. It couldn't be for audiences. I don't know why they would want her to do this. I would think that you would have a different actress who might do this, but they, the plan is to completely strip down and stand on your wetsuit because that'll protect you. So when the shark comes, you can electrify the shark.
Well, Pops, you forget the sole point isn't to the getting rid of the shark thing. It's just by pure coincidence we needed to do this. We really just wanted to get our main actress down to her underwear.
I would have think that you would have maybe brought in an actress that would have sold more tickets knowing this scene is in there, or they would have, I don't know. It just seemed like a very strange move for me. All right, Pat says, this movie's okay. Jabberjaw, my favorite shark, extra 10 points. Who performed the voice of Jabberjaw? It's the guy that did the Curly.
And the cartoons?
Yes. Yeah. The kids and I just watched Jabberjaw, so we looked this up. Yeah, it was the same guy that did the Curly thing. Is it Rube? No.
Was it Curly Joe?
Well, I know Frank Welker did it too, but I don't know if he was Jabberjaw. So I don't know. He'll tell me in a minute. I don't know. So yeah, it was good. Jabberjaw's funny. Kids liked it. They watched a little bit of Jabberjaw with me. I own Jabberjaw. I own the whole thing. So, all right, yeah. So yeah, girl in the skivvies, electrocuted, fried it, shark meat. Now we got nothing. We got 3 people left. A couple sharks go down. We got to get to the surface.
But we got to stop. We got to give LL Cool J one more moment to really show those acting chops.
Yeah. He's good though. I think he likes it a lot. I think he's given all the best moments, best lines, things like that. I'm very proud of LL Cool J having those moments. This is where I guess my scientific brain didn't get unplugged fast enough, because then it just become this rushed, contrived. Oh, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put these fire extinguishers on these life preservers, but you can't go out too fast, and you got to breathe out your mouth, and it was like a whole bunch of like gobbledygook. And then when they swim, they put the thing, they released the things like right next to where they are. They didn't like wait till the shark got close and then it would go far away from them. It's like right where they are, and they just start spinning around. This, I didn't like this part, actually. If I had a gripe in that regard, it was that too. See, like this.
Right. Well, I mean, they wanted to try to come up with some sort of contrived explanation for, well, we can't just go straight to the top. We have to go up in stages to stop the decompression.
Right, but see how close they are to where they are? I mean, you see how close the fire extinguisher and the vest are to where they were swimming. It's like, well, you're not even giving yourself any space. Like, I would think that you would, if you and I were in the situation, we set the thing off and then we're going to swim diagonally away from where this thing is. So we can at least see this is the shark going over there and we can keep going. Gives us, each one's going to give us 4 or 5 more seconds or something. It kind of does. And it at least gets them to the surface. Then they got to figure out how to get out of the water. And that's kind of where we end up. Oh, that's right. They grab LL Cool J.
And then we got to go hang out on the old leftover sets from Waterworld.
Oh, are they actual leftover sets from Waterworld? They probably could be. I would not be shocked. So
no, they're not, but they look like they could be.
They're Titanic tanks, aren't they? I thought they were from Titanic. I think if you look up the trivia, somebody out there, I think they refurbished some of the tanks from Titanic to film this movie. I don't know if it's this particular set or not, but that's what I remember. This was a Titanic thing. All right, so then they basically come up with this plan. They're going to attack this shark with some TNT, as the shark's going to continue to try to get out and escape through this hole it's making. And she decides that she's going to cut her hand and jump in the side and be some bait. And did not see her end coming the way it comes, because it doesn't. It's not like a little bit. It's just like quickly, like one bite. I was like, whoa, I did not expect that. There you go. That's it.
Chomp.
Okay, chomp. So again, the abruptness of this movie. Then it sets up a Cool J. So, and
the other part that surprised me is we didn't even get like that big, like, kind of close up on her face of like getting to see those last moments. You're not really seeing a ton of tension. She's just kind of off in the distance, where you're just kind of like, oh yeah, she's going to be is it a bit of debris they're going to be crushing up? No, that's her. She's just dead.
Yeah, it was. There's no like love moment or anything like that. She's in the water. 1 minute he tries to go in to save her, and it's not going to be any left saving. It's just like, that's it. And then he tries. This is after that shot. That was actually him somersaulting underwater to catch the dorsal fin. Sure, why not? Let's see what did chat say. Frank Welker, okay. Shockcaster. Great voice actor, done so many heroic. Yeah, he's a goat. Yeah, Frank Welker is a goat for sure. So yeah, the absurdity of this film kick into high gear with this last little sequence on the dorsal fin. They got to line up the shot for LL Cool J's character. Of course, the harpoon thing goes through the fin and into his leg.
Because again, we gotta keep doing all those little subversions along the way.
Yeah. And he hesitates because he doesn't want to blow him up, but he doesn't have a choice. He has to do it. And there you go, shark meat. And then he emerges briefly. Like, all right, they make it. And then they hear a boat coming. Exactly when we needed it to at the end of the movie. They weren't stuck there for at least 7 more days for deep blue sea, left at sea. So.
Oh, that'd be great. And they even I like the bit here at the end. They're like, "You sure there were only 3 sharks?" As he slowly pulls his legs out of the water.
Again, best lines of the movie, best moments of the movie. LL Cool J is the star of this film. So I don't care about how it's built. I don't care about Thomas Jane and Samuel L. Jackson or whatever. This is LL Cool J's movie. Rewatchable fun, unplug your brain kind of stuff. I'm going to put this in this new category. I'm trying to figure out this new category of this unplug your brain fun kind of movies like this. It's like Twister is now on that list. I didn't really have anything on the list, so I did the Twister rewatch and realized that there's this massive amount of issues with this movie that it's just better if you unplug your brain and just go along for the ride. Deep Blue Sea is obviously not nearly as entertaining as Twister, but it's in the same kind of vein for sure.
Is it a movie if you were flipping through the channels and you caught this movie, is it one you would just kind of keep watching for where it's at? Would you like, oh yeah, hey, good, Deep Blue Sea's on?
If it were coming up on one of the key death scenes,
yes,
I'd probably see myself watching the death scene, and then it kind of depends on where I'm at in the movie. Because again, if I'm in the first half of the movie, so I don't have that big middle, that big 20 minutes of kind of like I don't care about the ladder and all that kind of nonsense. But if I'm past that and I'm near where they kill the 2 at once, where I have like Rappaport gets killed, then we fry one. You know what I mean? I mean that might, yeah.
All right. So what if it's like basically just as Samuel L. Jackson is about to give his epic speech?
I'm watching that scene for sure, 100%, 100%. And I would probably watch it 100% if it's Michael Rappaport scenes, or at the end of the movie where you see her getting eaten and him jumping on top in the end. LL Cool J. I'd probably watch. So any of those pieces, I'm probably watching at least for a few minutes. If it's the beginning of the movie, so let's say they're lowering the shark into the thing, and Samuel Jackson's there learning about everything, I'm probably not sticking around. So it's just one of those things where if I owned it, I don't think I do, but if it's like if a DVR, you know, when I put it in, it could be on. That's fine, but you know, it's one of these things where I got a feeling that Deep Blue Sea will come up again. Let's just assume Talk Hard continues. We're doing Talk Hard 500, and it's Shark Week 2028. It'll be Deep Blue Sea revisited. It's like, guys, can you believe it's the whatever anniversary it is, that kind of thing. So that's probably where this film's going to land for me. So. How about you, man? You said you hadn't watched it in a while, then you watched it. So I don't know how many times you watched it.
So I think this might be my second time watching it, but it's been the first time in probably a decade plus.
Oh, I'm surprised. Okay.
No, this is fun. This is sort of your more or less your quintessential modern shark movie where we have just enough of that kind of, it's not just a regular shark, guys. As we're having people slowly get chewed up and picked off.
Yeah, genius sharks.
Yep. Yeah, it's basically a Franken shark.
Yeah.
Which
there is a Franken shark.
That's a movie.
Sure. 100%. There already is 100%. There's not even a doubt. So, Inspector Gadget, Dr. Claw use mechanical sharks. Sure. Well, yeah, and I think that. That's also kind of like the Austin Powers, Dr. Evil. I just want sharks with freaking lasers on his head. It's like, yeah, it's a huge Bond cliche with sharks and things like that. Yeah, for sure. There has to be a Franken shark. Tell me, 100%.
Not a freaking shark, but we got Sharkenstein.
All right, I can see that. I'm shocked there's not a Franken shark.
In fact, it'll be. Let me pull.
Yeah, it's on Blu-ray. There we go. Grindhouse. It's a movie. Where'd you go?
But look at this poster, though.
Yeah, that's great. Zombie shark. And what's the difference between like Franken shark and zombie shark? I don't even know the difference. Huh. I don't know.
I mean, Frankenstein is technically a zombie.
All right, so Franken shark is in the same. Well, this is really cheesy. So Franken shark looks like it's still in the vein with what was the one that we watched? The turkey one?
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Right? Yeah, it looks that bad. Franken shark. Yeah, it looks that bad. It looks like cheap, like VHS cheap.
We totally have a cardboard shark fin. That's about as much as we can afford.
The last time IRONCASTER saw this movie was in grade school. I know what's happened. I don't understand. I'm confused as well, so it's okay. And yeah, Sharkenstein, not Sharkenstein.
It's pronounced Sharkenstein.
All right. So should we score this movie? How do you score a movie like this? Is a tricky one because you're like, so as a movie, it's like 2 out of 5, but when you have a rewatchability factor, it gets a little bit of a bump. So I'm willing to go 2.5. I'm going to go 5.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. This is like a 5 out of 10, 2.5 stars. You're going to this
fun, like dumb fun. Yeah. So
it is fun. It's fun. It's got some dumb one-liners, but at the end of the day, the CGI really hasn't really held up as well for the scenes that we see it. Unfortunately, the leading actor there is just not all that great. Well, really, neither one of them. Thomas Jane or Saffron Burrows. Neither one of those two really has the chops to make me want to care about them. I want to see more LL Cool J. I want to see more Michael Rappaport. Those are my two favorite characters in the movie.
And then Stellan Skarsgård smoking a cigarette. He's like nothing. He's completely stoic and unforgettable, except for the fact that he's smoking a cigarette and then decides that his arm gets bit off. You're like, and by the way, what's with the idea of feeding sharks cigarettes? Because technically, that shark bit the hand with the cigarette, so that shark's gonna, have some lung cancer anyway. So,
they missed the chance to tell him that those things are gonna kill him one of these days.
yeah, those things are gonna kill him. Let's see. Compared to your normal shark movies, this is a 7. Wow, Dean, a 7. Woo.
Okay.
I can't get there with you, but I would say this: if we had to rank shark movies, this would probably be in our top 10, 100% for sure, 100% top 10. But probably in here down. I can list a lot of better
sharkometer. So we got to do just the sharkometer in terms of shark movies.
Okay. Sharkometer meaning so it has a lot of good kills. It's a lot of fun. It has some practical effects. So on a sharkometer, it could be a 7. Yeah,
I would say so.
Yeah,
I suppose it all depends what the criteria for like a perfect 10 are, because
that's Jaws.
Jaws is the perfect 10.
Jaws is a 10. Jaws is a 10. I'd have to rewatch Jaws 2. I'm going to say that I actually really do enjoy other shark movies that are better than this. Dean, you can tell what you think. I really do enjoy uber low budget ones like Open Water, which did really well. I thought Open Water was great for its budget. It's like this uber low budget shark movie, and they filmed with like real sharks, but they filmed it in a way that could fit like this uber low budget. So I think that just for a movie like that, it's incredibly rewatchable, even though it's that uber low budget, and I know what's going to happen. There's another. The Reef. Let me pull up The Reef. I think The Reef is the other one. It's an uber low budget one that holds up pretty well for what it is.
Well, I guess we should also kind of put on the scale the Meg on the sharkometer.
Okay, so the Meg gets an extra bump because it's so much fun to rewatch. I mean, so the humor works, the dog, the absurdity, the jokes. I love rewatching the Meg, and I would rather the Meg. So go back to your sharkometer criteria then. If you turn on the TV and the Meg is playing, would I stick with watching? I would more likely stick and watch more of the Meg or the Meg than I would Deep Blue Sea.
I would definitely stop with that movie for like any of the scenes where they're in the little underwater submarine thing. Like, oh, that's all the cool fun stuff.
There's usually not a lot of pauses between something fun or cool happening in that movie. So the first Meg, I haven't watched the second one. I tried to watch it. I know everybody talking about how bad it was. I tried to give it like 15, 20 minutes. It got stupid right out of the get-go. Mrs. Potts was devastated because I didn't want to go see it in the theater. I was like, oh, I don't want to see it. So I was going to try to watch it for this Shark Week, but I don't think I'm going to have time to. But yeah.
And so we're clear, people, like a bad movie on the sharkometer can still be watchable. Like it just
Yeah. The sharkometer is different. So there's like what the movie score would be. So this was to me it's a 2 with its rewatchability, 2.5. The sharkometer makes it a 7, so it's like a 3.5. So it just keeps going with the sharks. So because I think the sharks are done well, it's fun. There's some good kills and stuff. It's like the sharkometer on Open Water is probably pretty similar because there's not a lot of sharks in it, right? So the sharks are underwater. It's like it's more of a suspenseful horror kind of movie with Open Water. So my sharkometer score is probably going to be less. So to me, it's a higher quality movie and it's fun. But the sharkometer score is like, what do I do? Because there's no sharks. So the sharks are, implied. Same thing with The Reef. The Reef is the exact same way. Uber low budget, blah, blah, blah. I think they're better movies, more fun in some ways, but completely different style of film, like a completely different thing. So, yeah.
So then there's one last movie I have to ask about for this, for the sharkometer.
Sure, sharkometer. Just do it. One more.
Shark Side of the Moon. Where is it on the sharkometer?
Shark Side of the Moon is a travesty of films. I don't even know that I gave it a star. I don't think I can sit through it again. Those aren't even sharks. They're CGI nonsense. What was the other one that we watched? Oh, Cocaine Shark. Cocaine Shark was even worse because there wasn't even cocaine or sharks in my Cocaine Shark movie. So I'm going to have to give Cocaine Shark the lowest of the scores and then Shark Side of the Moon because they're just bad CGI sharks. Like it was bad. So,
well, that is a movie, by the way.
Which part?
Bad CGI sharks.
That's the name of the movie. It's called Bad Cheese.
Yes.
Okay, I don't think Ironcaster watched it either. So the Meg 2 was so bad out of the way. I watched the first little bit. It was terrible. I couldn't do it. I'm not opposed to making myself watch it, but I've had other bad movies I've had to watch ahead of it, Mike. So from everything I know, it only gets worse. Yeah. So, yeah. Bad CGI sharks. Huh.
The premise is these guys are making a bad CGI shark movie, and I think lightning strikes and the shark comes to life.
Okay. The lightning strike. I don't. I actually. I think of that. What was the pop's pitch for this? All right, we're going to do a movie about making CGI sharks for our movie, but let's say we're going to have like a demo, a real shark, and the shark's going to be being scanned into the computer. We're going to put these probes on it for the effect, whatever. But then that shark gets out. That would be my spin on the CGI shark movie. All right, yeah. I'm always about trying to find a way to make it work. I can find a way,
Okay. I'll give you the most brief of the little summary for this.
Okay. See, this is called Bad CGI Shark.
Yes. So here's the pitch. Two estranged brothers are brought back together when a script they're writing comes to life and sends a poorly rendered digital shark to hunt them down. This meta on the sharksploitation genre.
Sharksploitation. There's a film called Sharksploitation, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh man, thank you so much, Scott. Holy cow. A $5 super sticker, Scott. Thank you so much. You've been a member and supporter for so long. I appreciate you, man. That's so gracious. So thank you so much, especially because you've done it so many times, man. It's incredible. Thank you so much. Like I said, I don't have a lot of thank yous, but listen, we can't get enough of this. This is the month to do it, so let's do another one of these.
Hey, how you doing?
It's all so good. So good. Never gets old. I know we're a little ahead of schedule on the shark stuff and the shark talk because next week's Jaws. So I have to admit between now and then, maybe I'll watch Jaws 2 because I haven't rewatched Jaws 2 in a long time. I don't know exactly how long, but I know I haven't. I don't hate Jaws 2. I really can't stand Jaws 3. I hate Jaws 3. I don't think I've ever watched Jaws 4 again. I think it's just that whatever time I watched it and jumping out, I'm just done. But Jaws 3 is so bad, so everybody knows. Little pops. So when Jaws 3 comes out in theater, it's a 3D movie, glasses, the whole nine. It's so bad, I was okay to leave. I remember being in the movie. Again, we have no money, so going to movies is an expensive thing for this family. And it's like, if you guys want to leave, I'm good to go. I'm okay to leave. It was that bad as a kid. And I rewatched it recently. It was like, man, this is bad. I cannot watch this movie. This movie's terrible. Terrible. Oh, dear Lord. So, anyway, that was said. I want to tease something real quick because tomorrow is a very special night. It'll be the first of its kind. Hopefully we can do this once a month. It's been planned for a minute, but things have gotten crazy, so hopefully things will go off without a hitch. But tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time be the first official, because we did one last year. That's how it got the name. We'll be talking about Lucille Ball on Pop's Angels. So here is the teaser for Pop's Angels. Hopefully you guys can join us tomorrow night. We give a little tribute to Lucille Ball, the queen of comedy, indeed. Jaws 2, the electric bite. Yeah, the electric bite. Bite a cable boogaloo. Yes, indeed. Yes, there's a link for Ironcaster. Make sure you guys are checking out his stuff. Monday Mech Talk. It's always good. Had a good time listening to that today. I was working, so that's good.
Thank you. It's just a lot of fun to kind of go back and delve into some fun stuff because there is just so much of this niche genre stuff that you never know quite what you're going to find, and any chance to really explore and talk about some of those little hidden gems, because let's face it, there's so much like awful stuff out there that we're just going to hate. Like, let's go talk about some positive stuff.
Indeed. I love it. Mech Pit, baby. Mech Pit. It's good stuff. So, Jaws 3, the shark encounter. Yeah, I think so. I don't know a whole story there. My Mrs. Pops and I both remember the SeaWorld hoopla of Jaws 3. We remember seeing the skaters doing the pyramids. We remember that feel of SeaWorld where it was filmed there in Orlando, Florida. So it is sort of a nostalgic film for us in that way. But you talk about dumb, I can't even get there with Jaws 3. It's bad. It's so bad. So all right. So okay, so you will go a t-shirt later?
Yep. So a little later on, we'll be doing our little midweek and geek update because, well, let's face it, what has Wizards of the Coast done today that hasn't been called out yet? The thing is, like, I say that, and like the very next day we'll find out. Oh, hey, by the way, this guy got fired, like outright fired by Wizards of the Coast, and it's breaking news. Like, it's the craziest thing. Like, this company. It's a company that almost seems to rival Disney at times for all the bad news.
Yeah, just never. I made this comment because I covered the fact that Booster Gold they may have cast. I don't know how to say his name right. Kumail
Nanjiani.
Whatever. I hate this guy so much. But he's the worst part in all these movies, and he's gonna be Booster Gold. And I think I made a comment like this is them going. You think Disney's bad? We're gonna hire this guy. Like I just feel like it's a hold my beer moment as well. Like I just like, oh dear Lord. So
I think he's one of those actors that's kind of overdone as well. But looking at him, I think he actually might be kind of well cast for it because Booster Gold is kind of a jerk of a character, and getting Kumail is sort of a perfect choice to kind of lean into that. He's not who I would have gone with, but I can see the mentality there. I think there's an idea.
Yeah, I hope you're right. Zone Troopers is on the list. Dean, bear with us. First off, let's just say this: Loki and I can only handle so much bad in a row, and it's not all about talk hard. There can be other things that could just be so bad that we're like, I just can't do another bad thing right now, and things will keep getting bumped. So that's kind of where we're at with some of those kinds of things. Wizards of the Coast was doing Disney long before Disney was even heard of them. Yeah, it's been a long road for them, so for sure. So.
Well, and also in a roundabout way, they do suffer sort of at the hands of Disney as well, because they're a subsidiary of Hasbro, and guess who makes most of Disney's toys, like in action figures and all that.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good. Before we go, I wanted to say, continue the thoughts and prayers for Loki. Continue to recover and feel a little better. I know he's able to pull the show off remote right now. I need to see actual official news stuff. Of the governor in Texas battling with the company about actually like fixing electricity in Houston. They're going to try to have some sort of, when they're in session, they're going to have some sort of legislation dealing with this company where they have sort of like legalized some sort of minimum standards. So I guess this company's just not even doing what's right. So he's kind of part of the collateral damage with that whole fiasco. And then thoughts and prayers for Chris Persia in the Great White North. Obviously, we all know about his dad passing and things like that. My thoughts and prayers with him. Chris is so important to us. He has blessed us in so many ways. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times. Some of the, I just don't even want to try to do a thumbnail. Like I just know the Chris version of this thumbnail is going to be so superior to what I could even conceive. So he's just so talented.
He's that unofficial fourth chair.
Yeah, he will not come up and pull a seat up. But yeah, he is by far. I wish we could even do more with him, but it's all at the mercy of what he is able to do, and he does so much for so many people. I feel bad even asking, and he'll do things like on the urgent, where it's like I didn't need it urgent, but he's just so talented and smart and clever, great sense of humor, and the loss of his dad was just very abrupt, having a procedure done, things go sideways. So I just keep him in your thoughts and prayers as well. It's hit close to the old Talk Hard family for us. But next week will be Joss. Yeah, 23rd. Okay, Joss. Yes, Joss will be next week. Matt, a common idiot, will be in the house with us talking about Joss. And the week after that, July 30th, will be our 100th Talk Hard. So we'll be officially on that day. So, yeah, think about some of our memories and different movies and things we've done and talked about. We'll try to bring some of those up, bring in a special guest, talk about some of that where it all began. That's kind of my theme, my motif going into Talk Hard 100 is kind of like how did we get here? How did we get here? Some of the crazy things that we've talked about doing or not doing, kind of a fun ride. yeah, kind of excited about that. So then we'll round that corner with some other stuff and have a good second half of 2024. So
One of these days I'm gonna have to actually like put together just a ongoing list of movies to do.
okay, I kind of have that, but it would be fun to just kind of fill that up a little bit more, especially headed into 2025, because I usually spend the last 2 months of the year working on like what 2025, like different things you have to do. Like there's certain ones we have to do. You know what I mean? Oh, we can't miss this, we can't miss that. So like I said, we'll be a little trapped on like how to. Maybe I won't do a talk hard. Maybe I'll just do a special thing on Jaws for its 50th anniversary, because Jaws was so important for me, and so important for film history and cinema history, because Star Wars definitely benefited from Jaws. Jaws changed the landscape of everything. Jaws changed the idea of merchandising and marketing and everything. It did all of that.
The summer blockbuster.
It changed everything. So, well, listen, brother. It's been great. All you in chat, you're beautiful. You're so special to us. Thank you so much. Scott, thank you again for your generosity. We appreciate you guys. And got to head out. Got to get out there and get this farm stuff done. We're looking at some more rain, so I got to get to work. Poor Mrs. Pops. She's been out working all day. It's crazy, man. We have, the problem then when you have a farm, you have animals, is they don't want to cooperate. They'll just start fighting with each other. They don't get along. So you got to figure out how to deal with that. You don't have space. It's just, it's just everything about it. Everything about it. So, but you guys, listen, be blessed. Have a good week this week. If you get a chance to just stop by tomorrow night for Pops Angels, it'll be kind of fun talking about Lucille Ball. She's just a blessing. And like I said, just check this guy out, what he's been working on, and then we'll see you next week.